Here now, in the presence of the candidates for academic recognition, of members of the Stony Brook Council, our SUNY trustee, faculty, administration, alumni, honored guests, and friends of the State University of New York at Stony Brook, the 52nd commencement is hereby convened. Welcome to Stony Brook University on this beautiful day, and a memorable day for all of you. Please rise for the national anthem that will be led by Dr. Sung-Hee Lee from our Department of Music. Following the national anthem, please remain standing for the invocation to be delivered by Sister Sana Nadim from our Campus Interfaith Center.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs burst
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. O Creator, we invoke your presence here with us today as we stand together in this great institution, a place that is home to some of the most brilliant minds in the world, Stony Brook University. We are here celebrating the accomplishments of the class of 2012, giving thanks for the success of their journeys, acknowledging their tireless efforts, remembering their hard works, and the dreams, tears, and laughter that filled their lives along the way. Dear Lord, with all your grace and mercy, we ask that you bless those who have helped catapult forward the class of 2012 and bring paralleled happiness to their souls, for they shed warmth on the hearts of others. Send abundance to the families and friends for their unconditional love and continued sacrifices. Mentors, faculty, staff, and administrators who have cared, nurtured, provided these graduates with powerful tools for success. Majesty be to you, God, we praise you and ask for your blessings. In this moment at a crossroad of life, looking with anticipation to the future, we call on you to guide the distinguished class of 2012 in their energies as serving citizens of our great country and the world, that they may always be guardians of peace and harmony. May they maintain the sacred trust, God, in protecting equality for all people regardless of ethnicity or religion. May they be committed to integrity and justice in every step of their lives. May they heal the wounds of others and protect the innocent, feed the hungry, and maintain the sanctity of the earth. In a world of turbulence, wars, and economic hardship, we call on you, God, to help support the class of 2012 as they become the gatekeepers of tomorrow. Make all their dreams and successes come true. May they reflect on their time here at Stony Brook with utmost appreciation and joy. And may you find the class of 2012 blessings in every breath and happiness in all your future endeavors. And may God keep you in his tender care. Amen.
I am honored to be here today. My name is Fred Walter. I'm Professor of Astronomy, and I'm President of the University Senate. It's a pleasure to welcome the university's special guests. Are they supposed to sit down? Yeah. Please, everybody sit down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So our distinguished guests, the Honorable Charles Schumer of the United States Senate. The Honorable Kenneth P. Laval, New York State Senate. The Honorable Stephen Engelbright from the New York State Assembly. The Honorable Kara Hahn from the Suffolk County Legislature. And our State University of New York trustee, Carrie Stoller. The members of the Council of the State University of New York at Stony Brook. Council Chair Kevin Law. Dr. Leonard Benedict. John Corrado. Lou Howard. And Frank Trotta. the President of the Alumni Association, Scott Middleton. The President of the Undergraduate Student Government, Mark Maloof. And the Senior Class Representative, Emelisa Trotman. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Stony Brook University, Dr. Samuel L. Stanley, Jr.
Thank you, Professor Walter. I would like to add my greetings to all present today, members of the faculty and staff, parents and friends of the graduates, our distinguished special guests, and above all, the graduating class of 2012. Welcome to Stony Brook's 52nd commencement. You members of the class of 2012 who are here today are now, of course, my favorites of among the nearly 6,500 students that applied to graduate from Stony Brook University. And I congratulate each and every one of you. Well done, well done, well done. Graduating from Stony Brook University means that you've received a degree from one of the best universities in the world, one of the top 50 public universities in the United States, yeah, and one of the 61 members of the Association of American Universities, the AAU, the most prestigious research universities in North America. Again, congratulations. This has been a great year for Stony Brook University, so you, the class of 2012, will always be associated with one of the most memorable years in our history. The remarkable $150 million gift from Jim and Marilyn Simons and the Simons Foundation that is already changing our campus in so many good ways. The SUNY 2020 legislation, which will pay tremendous benefits for the university over the next 5 years. The opening of a new campus in South Korea. The official ribbon cutting for our new Laufer Center, the establishment of new endowed professorships in art, medicine, and computer sciences, Tavis Smiley and Cornell West inspiring the campus. Yeah, that was great for those who were there. Conference championships in women's tennis, football, men's soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. And how about Wiz Khalifa at Stony Brook? I know many of you will be leaving the campus, but each of these things will benefit you in the long run because they will add greatly to the overall student experience at Stony Brook University and will drive increased excellence in teaching and research at your alma mater. And make no mistake about it, our excellence will add to the value of your degree. The better we get, the more doors will open for you. I want the value of your Stony Brook degree to increase every year, making the investment you made in Stony Brook, both of time and money, the best investment you ever made. I know when I speak for faculty and staff at Stony Brook, when I say that we are committed to excellence, committed to seeing this young university achieve greatness. You should expect nothing less. And of course, we have great expectations for you as well. After all, the success of our alumni is one of the seminal ways by which we are defined as a university. Your successes, your accomplishments, your good works are an integral part of how the world views us and a fundamental measure of our effectiveness of a university. So class of 2012, we're pulling for you, and I know you're going to make us proud. And why am I so confident? Because some of your classmates have already done some amazing things. Each year, I like to highlight just a few of the incredible graduates at Stony Brook University. I would really like to feature each and every one of you in your stories, but even at 5 minutes per student, that would significantly prolong today's ceremony by about 8 days, I think. So instead, I'm going to focus on just 3. Yassine Eldick is Stony Brook University's first Harry S. Truman Scholar, receiving this distinguished national award for his groundbreaking work on Islamophobia among college students. Through a documentary film, scholarly work soon to be published in a distinguished law journal, and online publications, Yassine has been a voice for tolerance and understanding, a fundamental tenet of the Stony Brook community and our campus compact. Yassine, congratulations on your Truman Scholarship, and our best wishes as you begin your work at the White House. Yes, that White House. Yassine, congratulations. Juliana Perez Cajay came to the United States with her mother from Colombia when she was 5 years old. They began life in the U.S. with nothing but 2 suitcases and $100. They moved many times, and Juliana attended more than 10 different New York City public schools. Despite terrible odds, none of her English as a second language, second grade classmates went beyond a high school education. Her love of learning and determination put her on a path to college. But when Juliana prepared to take the PSAT, she discovered for the first time that she was an undocumented student. She was told that she would never attend college. Through intense efforts and the help of a donor who helped pay her tuition, she was able to enroll at SBU, where she has become a successful student, campus leader, and courageously a spokesperson for the New York State DREAM Act, which would help other undocumented students realize their dream of a college education. Juliana, thank you for all you have done at Stony Brook University and for your courage in bringing your story to us today. Thank you again. At age 11, Brooke Ellison was struck by a car on her way home from school and left paralyzed from the neck down. She became a champion for hope and motivation, attended Harvard University, graduating magna cum laude, and serving as Harvard's commencement speaker in 2000. She's become a leading spokesperson for stem cell research and serves on the ethics committee of the Empire State Stem Cell Research Board, which oversees New York's stem cell research initiative. Today, Brooke receives her PhD in sociology from Stony Brook University, having successfully defended her thesis. Having successfully defended her thesis, Lifelines, Stem Cell Research in a Globalized World, Brooke has said, wherever there is a condition of discouragement or inopportunity, that's where I hope to be. Brooke, you inspire us every day with your courage and unparalleled desire to have an impact on the world. Congratulations on your doctorate, and we are so grateful you're a part of the Stony Brook University community. These are just 3 examples of the lives of excellence that our students typically live. But I want to compliment all of you today, all of the class of 2012, on your achievements. And again, I ask everyone present to applaud all of our incredible graduates. They are amazing. It is time to acknowledge one more group. I want to extend a special word of thanks to the parents, relatives, and friends of our graduates who have helped them in ways material and otherwise to reach the academic goals they've attained today. Please join me in thanking them. As the father of 4 children, I know something about what it takes to provide a son or daughter with the opportunity and tools needed for success. I know that it's not always been easy, that in some cases it required real sacrifice to make this day possible. But I also know the joy that a family member feels when a son or daughter, grandchild, niece, nephew, or close friend achieves an important goal. And I'm happy to share that joy with you today. So to the graduates, let me say years from now, when you think about this day, and you will, what you remember most may not be the commencement speech or the details of the ceremony, but being with your loved ones, friends and family members, and their joy at your success. And that's the way it should be. In closing, before sending you forth as Stony Brook University graduates, I want to give you 3 bits of advice that I have shamelessly lifted from other commencement speeches. First, from Mary Schmick, and it's very appropriate today, wear sunscreen. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice is really no more reliable than my own meandering experience. Number 2, from Stephen Colbert. Being pre-approved for a credit card does not mean that you have to apply for it. I think the parents and family appreciate that one, yes. And last, but certainly not least, from my last year's commencement speech, don't forget to stay engaged with Stony Brook University. Remember the good times, be proud of your degree, and when you can, give back to help others realize their dreams. Congratulations, you now join the more than 140,000 Stony Brook alumni whose lives and work personify the mission of the university. Now go forth and prosper. It is now with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce Senator Charles Schumer. Known for his tireless work to reduce crime, increase opportunity, and expand access to affordable health care and housing, Senator Schumer has been a tireless advocate for improving access to quality education. He not only led the charge in Congress to make college tuition tax deductible, he developed a Marshall Plan for providing a series of incentives to attract the best and brightest of teachers. In his latest term, he's become a champion for the fight against crime, a tireless worker for women's rights, and continues to make improving New York's economy a top priority. A product of Brooklyn Public Schools, Senator Schumer is a graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Law School. He was elected to the New York State Assembly at the age of 23 and to Congress at the age of 29. And although his career has taken him from the New York State Assembly to the New York House of Representatives and to the United States Senate, he is known as one of America's most accessible elected officials and resides in Brooklyn with his wife Iris and their two daughters, Jessica and Allison. Ladies and gentlemen, our Senator Chuck Schumer.
Well, thank you, Dr. Stanley. It's great to be here. First, I want to thank Dr. Stanley for the great job he does as president of Stony Brook, and all of those who make this the great institution that it is, from the full professors and Nobel Prize winners, to the adjunct teachers, to the staff, administrative, all the way to the people who keep the place clean late at night. All together as a team, you have made this one of the best institutions of higher learning, not just in New York and not just in America, but in the world. Thank you. Job well done. Now, it's my honor to address the people on the platform, the friends and families of the graduates, but most of all, you, the class of 2012 Stony Brook. Congratulations to each and every one of you. First, I'd like to announce my class gift. You know, it's hard to pay for college. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. That's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So, I wrote a law. It's on the books now, took effect 3 years ago, that said you or your parents, whoever paid for college or graduate school, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 per year of college or graduate school to help defray the cost of tuition, provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So, for those of you who come from families who make below $200,000, make sure you take that credit. Last year, about a third of all people who were entitled didn't. And if you forgot to do it in your sophomore and junior years, because it goes back 3 years, you or mom or dad can file a form with the IRS and get a refund of all 3 years is $7,500. It's a lot of money, so make sure you do it. Now, what about those of you who come from families who make above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'd also like to say a word to the moms and dads. I know how you feel. Iris, my wife Iris, and I sat where you did a few years ago and watched our daughter Jessica graduate. It was one of the greatest days of our life. And if you're like us, you think back, because it wasn't always so easy, and you think back to some of the tougher times. We remembered when we had to rush Jessica to the hospital, 8 months old. She had 106 fever. We didn't think she'd make it. Praise God, she did. Then we remembered when we put her on the kindergarten bus for the first time. She ran to the back of the bus, waved goodbye, tears streaming down her little cheeks. But at 2 o'clock, when she came back, when Iris went to pick her up, she bounded off the bus happy as could be. She said, "Mommy, I came back." When we talked to her, she had thought we were putting her on the bus and that was the end of us, and she was on her way to a new family and would never see us again. Then we remembered her as a teenager, where she didn't say much to us. And when she did, we didn't understand a word she said. And then moms, dads, you see your daughters and sons get that diploma and become an adult before your very eyes. To the moms and dads, congratulations, great work. Now, to you, this great class of Stony Brook 2012, you know, you are graduating with 2 major advantages. First, you've been given one of the best educations that America and the world provides. There are thousands, millions of others who are graduating this week, but your education gives you a leg up. And second, you are the first generation to grow up amidst all of this technology. In 1988, that may have been the year that some of you were born, that was the first year that the word internet was ever seen in print. There was no Google, no Facebook, no email, no cell phones, no text messaging, no LOL. In 1993, when some of you started kindergarten, the World Wide Web had 12 websites on it. That's it. Now there are 14 billion, which shows you the speed with which our world is changing technologically. Now your teachers, your parents, me, the older generation, we try to get used to this technology, but it's not that easy for us. But you, it's in your bones. You were born into it. Technology is to your generation like water is to a fish. You've been swimming in it your whole lives. And so the fact that you've gotten this great education, and the fact that you are really the first generation to really understand and live with this technology means something. It means that now is the time, if there ever was one, to figure out what your dream is and reach high for it, even if it seems remote. Then reach deep down inside yourself. See what you're made of. See if you can achieve that dream. My advice to the class of 2012 is very simple. Go for it. Now, sometimes you'll make the wrong choice, but if my experience is any indication, you'll pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. But if you make the right choice, with a lot of hard work, a little luck, and some prayer, your life will be enriched forever. Now, I learned these things myself. When I was seated at graduation from college, a while back, as you are seated today, I learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I had met a girl, and I fell in love. Well, I had to decide. Do I go around the world for a year on the all-expense-paid scholarship? Yeah. Or do I stay home with the girl? The class, Mr. President, is divided. I stayed home with the girl. Nope, don't clap yet. The story unfolds. That summer, she went on a short vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was wrong. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was. No scholarship. No trip around the world. No girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You are never going to make anything of yourself. And in fact, didn't know what to do with myself. I stayed in my house, moped around for months, feeling sorry for myself. But somehow I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself seated at graduation once again, this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad I wasn't going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I loved politics. My dream was to run for public office, even though the chance of winning was remote. Well, my parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, they had struggled to send me to college and law school. The law firm was paying $400 a week. That was more money in those days than my family had ever seen. My dad was an exterminator. He didn't go to college. But you know what? My dream was to run for office. And so, that fall, at the age of 23, I ran for the New York State Assembly, and I had 3 opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician, as she said, out of your big, thick head. Well, class of 2012, a few years earlier, I didn't get that girl. But that November, I won the election. So, to this great class of 2012, go for it. And when you have doubts, and we all have doubts, that's the human condition, they stay with you at every age, maybe you'll remember a few lines from this poem by Rudyard Kipling. He wrote it to his son over 130 years ago, but it's relevant to every son and every daughter of this great class of 2012, Stony Brook, today. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on a turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings but not lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. He wrote it to his son over 130 years ago. It's relevant today, this afternoon, to this great class, to every son and daughter of this great class, Stony Brook 2012. To the class of 2012, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed. And don't forget, go for it. Thanks, President. Keep up the good work. Sorry I'll miss your speech, Glenn.
Thank you, Senator Schumer. We continue our ceremony today with the conferral of honorary degrees. During yesterday's doctoral hooding and graduation ceremony, Mr. Richard J. Gambino received an honorary degree of Doctor of Science. Congratulations to Mr. Gambino. The following individuals have distinguished themselves by their contributions to their fields, to society, and to the university. We are honored with the opportunity to recognize their achievements. Conferring honorary degrees on behalf of the State University of New York, our State University of New York trustee, Carrie Stoller, President Samuel L. Stanley, Jr., and Provost Dennis Asanas.
Will James Salter please come forward to receive his degree by State University trustees? Thank you. As a literary star, elected to the prestigious American Academy of Arts and Letters, your passion for reading and writing has made you an extraordinary exemplar for those who wish to write. For your great contributions to modern American fiction, your devotion to the craft of writing, the integral role you have played in the Master of Fine Arts program at Stony Brook, Southampton, and your ability to inspire others to write or perish, the State University of New York is proud to bestow upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State University Board of Trustees, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you an honorary degree, honoris causa, and invest upon you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In token thereof, I direct that you be provided with a diploma and vested with the hood representative of the specific degree conferred.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Really, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Will Sister Margaret Ann Landry please come forward as her degree is conferred by State University trustee Carrie Stoller? Sister Margaret Ann, from your missionary work in Africa to your devotion to the Sisters' Council of the Archdiocese of New York and your dedication to the National Academy Advising Association, your efforts have fostered countless opportunities for others. During your years as chaplain at the Interfaith Center at Stony Brook University, your contributions reached far beyond your title and department. You seamlessly connected and inspired a diverse body of students, staff, and faculty through your activism, encouragement, and mentoring. You have profoundly enhanced the Stony Brook University community, and your legacy will always be part of the university's history. For your lifelong commitment to advocating for education and philanthropic endeavors, while serving others in the spirit of your faith, and an indelible print you have left upon all who have crossed your path, the State University of New York is proud to bestow upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State University Board of Trustees, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you an honorary degree, honoris causa, and invest upon you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, in token thereof. I direct that you be provided with a diploma and vested with the hood representative of the specific degree conferred.
Thank you very much. I haven't met you, so it's supposed to be you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. President Stanley, Provost Asanis, Chair of the Stony Brook Council Kevin Law, and SUNY Trustee Carrie Stoller. Thank you for making such memorable days like this possible, and deep gratitude for bestowing on me this outstanding honor of Doctor of Humane Letters. I wish to extend my congratulations also to my colleagues Glenn Dubin, Richard Gambino, and James Salter for also receiving this special honor. A very sincere thank you to Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Gerald Stein, for nominating me. And special congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2012. I am certainly very happy to be one of you. Many of you played a significant role in my life, and I am so grateful for the wonderful memories, all woven into the tapestry of the journey we walked together. My life was enriched by your faith, your spiritual development, your enthusiasm, and your goodness. My 22 years at Stony Brook were very special. It was an incredible honor and privilege to be here during tremendous growth and development and national and international acclaim. It has been a privilege to work with students from all over the world and learn the true meaning of diversity. It has been an exciting time when our athletic department earned Division I status and our athletes excelled and continue to do so. And our outstanding marching band became a reality. For me, I would like to say in the words of the psalmist, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice." I am glad and I rejoice, and I am exceedingly grateful. Stony Brook University will always have a very special place in my heart and in my thoughts, and in my prayers. Thank you.
Will Glenn Russell Dubin please come forward as his degree is conferred by State University trustee Kari Stoller? Glenn, you have demonstrated that hard work and education is the key to success. As an active Stony Brook University alumnus and intelligent investor with philanthropic vision, your generosity has touched the lives of so many. From being a founding member of the Robin Hood Foundation to serving as a board member of the Museum of Modern Art and funding both the Dubin Breast Center at Mount Sinai Medical Center and the Dubin Family Athletic Performance Center to Stony Brook University Departments of Athletics, you have tirelessly supported righteous endeavors. You are an inspiration, and you embody the ideals of a true Stony Brook Seawolf. For your commitment to improving the lives of others and efforts to enhance Stony Brook University, the State University of New York is proud to bestow upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the State University Board of Trustees, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you an honorary degree, honoris causa, and invest upon you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In token thereof, I direct that you be provided with a diploma and vested with the hood representative of the specific degree conferred.
I would now like to invite Glenn Dubin to come forward and deliver a commencement address.
President Stanley, members of the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, and my friend, Athletic Director Jim Fiore, it's a great honor for me to be back at Stony Brook and receive this Doctorate of Letters. And for those classmates and professors who remember me here from the late 1970s, I'm sure it's equally a great surprise. Previous recipients of this distinguished award include Nobel Prize-winning economist Gary Becker, famed paleontologist Richard Leakey, and award-winning mathematician and philanthropist Jim Simons. I know you must be asking that very same question in the aftermath of the Great Recession and the resounding political message of the Occupy Wall Street movement. Why on earth is the school giving this honorary doctorate to a hedge fund guy? You're not alone. My wife Eva spent 8 grueling years studying to get her medical degree from UCLA School of Medicine. And on the car ride out here, she too asked the question, "Darling, why are you getting a doctorate?" To be honest, I think she's just jealous that there'll now be 2 Dr. Dubins in the family. But I can only surmise why I'm being given this honor, but I bet it has something to do with the fact that there are a lot of similarities between you and me. Yes, that's right. Members of the class of 2012 and me. When I was about to graduate Stony Brook in 1978. Yes, that is right. You and I are very similar in a number of important ways. Let me explain. My mother was an immigrant from Austria who fled the Nazis and came to America in 1939. My father was a second-generation American whose family came from Russia. I grew up in Washington Heights, a working-class neighborhood. I told you there were similarities. A working-class neighborhood in northern Manhattan, My father drove a taxi. He worked very long and hard hours to provide a better life for his family. Sound familiar? I see there's some parents nodding their heads. I was the first one in my family to go to college. Now, I know that sounds familiar. In my class of 1978, roughly 37% of the graduates were the first members of their family to graduate from college. I have been told that roughly 30% of those of you sitting here in red cap and gown are also the first in your family to graduate from college. Okay, do I have your attention now? So I left Stony Brook in 1978 with a degree in economics, no family connections in business, and one wool pinstripe suit that I bought on sale for $90 to make a good impression in my job interviews, which I plan to start immediately after taking the summer off. Okay, life lesson number 1. If you're going on job interviews in New York at the end of August, don't wear a wool suit. Lesson number 2. I was sure that I wanted to work on Wall Street, so I made a list of Wall Street companies where I could get an interview. There were 30 firms back then. Now, after 3 decades of mergers, acquisitions, and bankruptcies, there wouldn't be more than 5 firms on that list. Remember, 30 firms on my list. After 2 months of pounding the pavement and grueling interviews, I was 0 for 29. That's right, 29 interviews and 0 job offers. My very last interview was with a firm called E.F. Hutton, number 30 on my list. Miraculously, I got the job. I often wonder what would have happened if there were only 29 companies back then and not 30. I'm sure I'd be doing something much different today, probably picking up a summons to appear in Riverhead County Court as opposed to picking up a degree here at Stony Brook. But I learned from my mistakes. I took notes after every single one of my 29 failed interviews, self-correcting my interviewing skills and learning and improving as I went on. So here we go. Life lesson number 2. You will experience failures, both in your personal life and in your career. I hope you won't fail as spectacularly as I did and be 0 for 29 in your first 29 interviews. But some failures in life are absolutely inevitable. Work through them. And most importantly, learn from those mistakes. When I started at E.F. Hutton as a retail broker, I set out to build a book of business or client relationships. So I would smile and dial all day long pitching investment products. After a few years of this, I noticed something very interesting. Almost all the investors that I spoke to were either focused on stocks and bonds, or in a few very unusual cases, commodities. No investors that I spoke to in the early 80s thought about the possibilities and the benefits of combining these asset classes in a single investment portfolio. Regardless of how sophisticated you were, your investment portfolio was comprised of stocks and bonds, or if you were really out there, commodities like gold and silver, or agricultural commodities like soybeans, wheat, and corn, which you could buy in the futures exchanges. The idea of combining them was unheard of back then. One day, reading through an investment journal, I came across a reference in an academic paper that had been written by a Harvard professor by the name of John Lintner. Now, let me stop right here for a moment and point something out. Although I am recounting an absolutely true story, and I did read about Professor Lintner in a Harvard investment journal, I don't want you to get the idea that I spent a good deal of my time back then reading through academic journals. Remember, at this point in my life, I'm a bachelor, I'm in my mid-20s, living in Manhattan. Trust me, I wasn't reading academic journals every night. Anyway, the basis of the Lintner study was that by combining assets within traditional portfolios of bonds and stocks, you could effectively smooth out the volatility and enhance returns over time. This was absolutely an aha moment. Anyway, my partner at the time, Henry Suega, who was also a Stony Brook alum, and I both used this study to facilitate discussions with a number of very sophisticated institutional investors. The end result was that we created one of the very first fund-of-funds business models combining stocks, bonds, and commodity assets. Today, the fund-of-funds industry is estimated to have over $500 billion of assets under management. Now, we certainly could have patted ourselves on the back and congratulated each other for creating one of the early fund-of-funds businesses, but we actually thought there was a better way to apply professional interest studies. Instead of acting as a manager of managers and allocating capital to third-party hedge fund advisors, why not take that concept of portfolio diversification and apply it internally to a hedge fund that we would manage ourselves using uncorrelated investment strategies? So in 1992, we did just that, and we launched Highbridge Capital, one of the hedge fund industry's first multi-strategy funds. Now I'm going to fast forward 20 years and simply tell you that Highbridge has grown from a small multi-strategy hedge fund in 1992 into a $30 billion alternative asset management institution today with offices in New York, London, Hong Kong, and Sao Paulo. The purpose of me describing this journey is not to boast about the success of the company I co-founded 20 years ago, but rather to point out a very important ingredient that's been a vital part of its success: adaptation. If you go into the dictionary and look up adaptation, it reads, quote, "a change in structure, function, or form that improves the chances of survival and success within a given environment." So whether you're talking about plants, animals, or hedge fund businesses, survival depends on adapting to an ever-changing environment. All right, that's lesson number 3. Regardless of whether your goal is to become a teacher, a doctor, an engineer, or a business person, to be successful long-term, to be at the top of your game, you must constantly evolve and adapt to your surroundings. There's one constant in life: things will change. So I would like to conclude with a few thoughts. Everyone is dealt a hand of cards at birth. With them come possibilities, risks, and responsibilities. What you do with those cards is up to each of you. The sum of your choices, however, equals how you will live your lives. I challenge all of the graduates in the class of 2012 to play the cards you have been dealt to the very best of your abilities. You're graduating from a great academic institution into a world of opportunity. That's right, a world of opportunity. Don't be discouraged when looking at the economic headlines showing that the national unemployment rate is 8% or that the economy is growing at a meager 2% a year. When I graduated from Stony Brook in 1978, the economic environment was so bad, economists created something called the misery index. That's right, the misery index. It was an index that added up the unemployment rate and the inflation rate. The misery index back then in 1978 was at its high point because we were in a period of economic stagflation. Low growth, high unemployment, high inflation. I promise you, not a healthy combination. In spite of this, think of the extraordinary advances and opportunities that have been seen over the last 30 years in medicine, finance, engineering, science, and telecommunications. In medicine, we've eradicated smallpox. We have had major advances in fighting cancer and the treatment of heart disease. Biotechnologies have successfully mapped the human genome. The list goes on. In finance, in spite of going through numerous recessions, market crashes, and most recently a full-blown financial crisis, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has gone from 800 in 1979 to over 12,000 today. Perhaps the biggest breakthroughs have been in technology and communication. We've gone from analog to digital. We have the internet, we have Google, we have Microsoft, we have Apple, smartphones, and iPads, the breakthroughs over the last 30 years have been nothing short of transformational. Yes, those were the opportunities of my generation, but without question, you will have yours as well. So class of 2012, make the very best of those opportunities, and good luck.
In honor of the first chairperson of the Stony Brook Council, the university presents its most distinguished undergraduate honor, the World Melville Valedictorian Award, to the graduating senior who has attained the highest academic average during 4 years at Stony Brook. This year, we have a 5-way tie for valedictorian. Will the class of 2012's World Melville valedictorians please come forward so I can introduce you to our crowd? Sean Fitzgerald, dual major in environmental studies and marine vertebrate biology and a student in the Honors College. Sean Hoffman, dual major in applied mathematics and statistics and economics and a student of the Honors College. Congratulations. Jennifer Jung, English major and a student in the University Scholars Program. Muntazim Muket, biochemistry major and a student in the Honors College. And the fifth one is Michelle Vesio. Michelle is a history major and a student in the teacher preparation program in the social studies.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The H. Lee Dennison Award, named in honor of Suffolk County's first chief executive, is presented by the university to the graduating senior or seniors who enter Stony Brook as a transfer student, complete at least 60 credits of letter grade work at Stony Brook, and attain the highest academic average in that work. Will the following students please come forward? Andrew Jacobs, Cinema and Cultural Studies major. Congratulations. Vincent Massa, social work major. And the third one is Xin-Yu Wang, business management major. Congratulations. As the Provost of the University, I'm deeply honored to congratulate these outstanding graduates and wish them well as they take their Stony Brook experiences to the next level in their professional careers. Degrees with distinction are conferred on candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Engineering degree who have completed at least 55 credits at Stony Brook, have letter grades assigned to at least 80% of their coursework, and have attained the requisite grade point average. The levels of distinction are summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude, and constitute approximately the 98th percentile, the 93rd percentile, and the 85th percentile, respectively, of all students. Attainment of a degree with distinction is indicated on the student's diploma and permanent academic record. On Wednesday, Stony Brook honored these graduates at the Baccalaureate Honors Convocation, during which the stalls that they're wearing today were presented. Will those graduates graduating with the distinctions of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude please stand and be recognized? Congratulations to all of you. Given the rigor of the Stony Brook curriculum, what you've accomplished is truly amazing. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Peter Bajent.
Each year, the class speaker is selected from a pool of submitted speeches provided through the annual Senior Speaker Competition. All entries are reviewed and judged by a committee of staff and faculty. They made an excellent choice when they selected Miriam Yusuroff as the class speaker. Miriam is a psychology major with a minor in music. Please join me in welcoming Miriam.
Good morning, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2012. While today is a celebration of our passionate race to the finish line, it is also the start of a new and flourishing chapter. Our journey is a book. Each chapter is fresh, but each is deeply intertwined with the one preceding it. Many of us began our journey 4 years ago, and we leave today more educated and well-rounded, shaped by our unique experiences here at Stony Brook University. Experiences like our passionate finals week midnight screams, Bill Clinton's much-celebrated visit, the famous Bruno Mars and Wiz Khalifa concerts, wild lunchtime rushes at the SAC, mile-long lines at Starbucks, our inspirational professors, our incredibly diverse student body, and our mighty sea wolf, though some may argue the sea wolf is not a real animal. When you look back at your time spent stressing over finals, waking up for an 8:20 class, or waiting for the bus out in the cold, remember, it was all worth it. Worth it because you will be leaving here today, equipped to do remarkable things with endless possibilities. So much has changed since we began our journey. 4 years ago, the Nobel Halls did not exist. Wendy's and CPK were not on campus. And we got our tuition bills on paper. Since then, our country elected its first Black president. We saw the birth of Occupy Wall Street and the death of Osama bin Laden. But regardless of the changing times, one thing remains constant, that earning a degree is a smart move. And though our tuition has a price tag of thousands of dollars, plus parking tickets and fees, we all know deep in our hearts that an education is priceless. We live in unpredictable times. Be ready to do unpredictable things. Be ready to make a difference. Face the world's challenges head on. Get out of your comfort zone. Be active, not passive. Don't let anyone's words compromise your motivation to lead and do good. Many of you began the Stony Brook journey as pre-med students, eager to enter the world as medical doctors. Some of you will be doctors, others lawyers, and yet others will go on to brilliant careers outside the realm of medicine. Whether you are going to start graduate school, or your fabulous new job, or just take some time off, remember, your path is your own. Embrace your own true passions. The class of 2012 is comprised of hundreds of intellectual, diverse, enthusiastic, and extraordinary individuals. It takes various colors and paintbrushes to paint a beautiful picture. So, each and every one of you is a paintbrush and a color responsible for painting the future stunning world. When you glance over at your diploma, whether it will hang in your office or gather dust in your closet, know that it doesn't only represent your past here at Stony Brook University, but your future in this capricious world. Your diploma does not represent the end of your education, but rather the continuation of your eternal quest to learn. Leave here today being ready to lead, discover, and grow. And be sure to leave your mark, no matter how vast or trivial. Class of 2012, I urge you to apply your phenomenal talent and lead with your amazing character. Character is not measured in dollars and cents or by cars and boats and homes. Your character will be defined by your desire to learn, lead, inspire, strive, fail, and succeed. Graduates, be proud of what you have accomplished, as you and your loved ones certainly have a right to be. But be mindful of the fact that you are not done. Not done because today is not only the end of a race to learn and achieve, but rather the beginning of a boundless journey. So go out and take everything you've learned here at Stony Brook University with you. Start a new chapter, but never forget the Stony Brook chapter in your book. Remember, regardless of your religion, political affiliation, creed, gender, nationality, or sexual orientation, you are always a member of the Stony Brook family. Most importantly, remember that you are a sea wolf. When you leave this beautiful campus and are asked about Stony Brook, you can say, there's no place like Stony Brook for a strawberry fest. There's no place like Stony Brook for an earth stock. There's certainly no place like Stony Brook for a Roth Pond regatta. And most certainly, nowhere else in the world can you be a sea wolf. You are leaving here today, but may your spirit always be here at Stony Brook. May the Seawolf always be your mascot. May Stony Brook always be your home. And may red always, always be your color. Congratulations to the class of 2012.
Thank you, Miriam, for your inspiring remarks. Each year, an award made possible by Drs. Donald Squires and Marianne Steinberg is presented to outstanding doctoral students. Selection is based upon the quality of the dissertation and its research base, the student's contribution to the university, or the student's ability to overcome personal or social handicaps. At this time, I would like to announce the recipients of the President's Award to distinguished doctoral students and invite those present to the stage. I would also like to extend the invitation to their advisors, who will hood the graduates in the presence of this assembly. Charles Tabor, Interim Dean of the Graduate School, will join the advisors and present the recipients with a special certificate. Will these recipients please come forward to the stage with their advisors as their names are called? Trent Balius, from the Department of Applied Math and Statistics, and Robert Rizzo. Advisors, please hood your candidates. Abid Gadi from the Department of Physics and Astronomy, and Martin Rozek, the advisor. Advisor, please hood your candidate.
Are we done with the hoodies?
No, the class gift, I didn't see.
We have to go back to the senior class award. Okay, you skip this.
You need to do it.
Okay, all right, we'll do that now.
Yeah, you need to do it.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to invite President Stanley to come up and join Senior Class Representative Emelisa Trotman at the podium for a special presentation from the class of 2012.
Okay. Good afternoon, President Stanley, esteemed platform members, faculty, parents, family, friends, fellow graduates, to my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, to my EOP class of 2008, to my beautiful family up there. I love you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today. And to all my fellow graduates, hello. I'm excited to talk to you today about the successful 2011-2012 Student Giving Campaign, developed by the class representatives and the Office of the Dean of Students in the 2004-2005 academic year. The Student Giving Campaign is a program that allows students to give back and show their support to Stony Brook. Over the years, the money raised through the Student Giving Campaign has helped to advance student scholarship, enhance student life, and restore communities. For example, through the annual alternative spring break outreach trip and through the Haitian and Japan earthquake relief efforts. I am proud to report that this year's student giving campaign has brought in over $35,000 to support our university and community. This pushes the total amount raised over the last 7 years to over $170,000. As contributors to the campaign, we are not only helping to leave our mark here at Stony Brook, but are demonstrating our citizenship to the world and taking the first step in becoming active, loyal alumni. Another important part of the student giving campaign is the senior class gift. For the last several years, graduating seniors have come together and worked to leave a legacy on campus by presenting a gift to the university at commencement. The Senior Class Gift Council convened this year to continue this proud tradition and presented an initial list of 5 possible gifts for the senior class to consider to fund. The seniors have voted, and we have chosen to support the university's educational, social, and humanitarian mission by contributing our monies to the Stony Brook Sunrise Fund. The Sunrise Fund at Stony Brook helps to provide financial support for pediatric oncology patients and research into the causes and treatments of childhood cancer. Dr. Stanley, as the senior class representative, I am proud of the generous spirit of our graduating class, and I'm thrilled to present you with a check for the Stony Brook Sunrise Fund in the pledged amount of $13,500, the highest amount ever raised by a senior class. We hope that our contribution will allow us to leave a living legacy at the university and beyond. To my fellow graduates, thank you for contributing, and I look forward to seeing you at homecoming on September 22nd. We made it, y'all.
Master's and bachelor's degree candidates are acknowledged during department, college, and school convocations held prior to and following this ceremony. Candidates from each college or school have been selected to represent their classmates and now will be called to the stage by their deans. They'll be hooded by President Stanley. To begin the representative hooding, I'll call upon Dr. Lee Xipolitos, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees in the School of Nursing please stand? Will Domingo Templo Nuevo, representing all baccalaureate degrees, and Anna Maria Wellings, representing all master degrees, please come forward?
Thank you.
Candidates representing the School of Nursing may now be seated. It's my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the School of Social Welfare, Dr. Francis Brisbane.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and Master of Social Work degrees in the School of Social Welfare please rise? Will Panthania Siddharpur, representing all bachelor candidates, and Richard Race, representing all master candidates, please come forward? Thank you. Candidates representing the School of Social Welfare may now be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Craig Lehman, Dean of the School of Health Technology and Management.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science and the Master of Science degree in the School of Health Technology and Management please rise? Will Jessica Edward, who has been selected to represent all bachelor candidates, and Laura Burkhardt, representing all master candidates, please come forward.
Thank you so much.
The candidates representing the School of Health Technology and Management may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Paul Edelson, Dean of the School of Professional Development and Continuing Studies.
Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, the new Master of Arts in Higher Education Administration, the Master of Professional Studies, the Master of Arts in Teaching, and advanced certificates in the School of Professional Development please rise? It's my honor to present Berengaria O'Brien, selected to represent all candidates from the School of Professional Development. Candidates representing the School of Professional Development may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Minghua Zhang, my friend and colleague, Dean of the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences.
Will the candidates in the Assembly representing the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences please rise? Will Sean Fitzgerald, who has been selected to represent all Bachelor of Science, and Angela Donner, who has been selected to represent all Master of Science candidates, please come forward.
Congratulations again.
Candidates representing the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dean Howard Schneider from the School of Journalism.
Thank you. I am very proud to ask the candidates for a Bachelor of Arts degrees from the School of Journalism to now rise. And I'm very pleased to ask Sam Kilb to come to the podium to represent all of the candidates. Candidates from the School of Journalism may now be seated. And I would like to introduce, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Martin Schoonen, the director of our Sustainability Studies program.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor's of Arts degree and the Bachelor's of Science degree from the Sustainability Studies program please rise? Will Lindsay Shields, representing all bachelor candidates, please come forward? Candidates from the Sustainability Studies program may now be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Dr. Manuel London, Dean of the College of Business.
Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration and the Bachelor of Science degree and advanced graduate certificates in the College of Business please rise? I have the honor to present Sinyu Wong, representing bachelor's candidates, and Jeff Stith, representing master's candidates.
Thank you very much.
Candidates representing the College of Business may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Yakov Shamash, Dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science degree, the Bachelor of Engineering degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, and advanced graduate certificates in the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences please rise? I have the honor to present James Meehan and Greg Coates, representing bachelor candidates, and Matthew Quigley, representing master candidates.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Candidates representing the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Nancy Squires, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for the Master of Music, Master of Science, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Arts degrees, advanced certificates, the Bachelor of Science, and the Bachelor of Arts degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please stand? I found out just this morning that Darla Migan, who is going to represent all the master's degrees, was not able to join us this morning. But it's my pleasure to have the honor to present Susan McHugh, who's representing all candidates for the bachelor's degrees. candidates representing the College of Arts and Sciences may now be seated.
At this time, I invite all candidates for the master and bachelor's degrees and advanced certificates from all colleges and schools to rise. President Stanley, I have the honor to present to you these graduates from the best class in the history of Stony Brook University. And respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees and certificates for which they are qualified.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon all of you who have completed the respective requirements the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Science, Master of Music, Master of Social Welfare, Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, Master of Professional Studies, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Health Advanced Certificates, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations. You can turn your tassels from right to left, throw your hats in the air, celebrate. And now I think while you're standing, I want to take the time to thank those very special people in the audience. I would like all family members to stand and be recognized for their effort in making this day a reality for all of our Stony Brook University graduates.
Please be seated. We're not done yet. On behalf of President Stanley and speaking for the faculty of Stony Brook University, I would like to add my congratulations to all of the graduates and their families, as well as to the recipients of the honorary degrees. On behalf of Stony Brook University's Alumni Association, congratulations and welcome to you, our new alumni. And you all know what that means. At the conclusion of the alma mater, we ask that all guests remain in their seats until the graduate recessional is complete. Now, please stand. Turn to page 105 in your program and join Dr. Sung-Hee Lee in singing the Stony Brook alma mater.
Sandy shore, meeting the northern sea, ancient ground where newborn dreams arise, scarlet gray under azure skies, the morning of a lifetime lies in Stony angels fly to ancient wisdom seen through useful eyes, lifelong friends bound by useful ties. The morning of a lifetime lies in Stony Brook. Raise a grateful cheer for Stony Brook.
Incredible. By the way, you're the sponsor for
Thank you.